I know I'm going to be talking about that a lot in my upcoming cruises just because I was so pleasantly surprised, but is this what you would expect from Royal Caribbean? I have to be honest and say, I really think that looks pretty nasty. I am back on the Royal Caribbean Independence of the Seas. This is one of 3 cruise ships that I've cruised on more than once. That's just a coincidence. It's not because I think it's especially fabulous. And this is the first time I have cruised with the Independence of the Seas since its amplification. Royal Caribbean has one of the biggest fleets at seas when it comes to passenger ships, and they have taken some of their older ships and what they say is amplified them, added new features, updated the looks of some of the public spaces, and the last time I cruised on it, it was like the old version, and now I'm on the new version. And today, I want to show you around the cabin here. Spoiler alert, still pretty much looks like the old version. And in an upcoming video, I'm going to take you up to the top deck and show you some of the new crazy fun things up there too. I'm Morgan from the Very Unofficial Travel Guides. I've been making videos for over 15 years of popular and not so popular tourist destinations to give you a very honest, unofficial look of what it's like to be there. And I also wrote a book of crazy travel stories about true things that have happened to me while traveling the world. It's called Getting Stitches on a Cruise Ship. It's available on Amazon now. All right, let's go look around the room. This is cabin 7377, and I've been talking about the curb appeal lately, the feeling that you get when you first see the cabin. And I have to say, this feels not like a new cabin. It feels like the older Royal Caribbean ships. The color scheme is predominantly green, white, and orange, and nothing about it feels especially modern or, yeah, to be honest, updated. It pretty much feels like the older Royal Caribbean ships. As I'm editing this together, I got curious, so I looked for an older cabin tour on my channel, and I found this shaky old one from 11 years ago. But yeah, you can see this is exactly the same cabin. In the amplification of the Independence of the Seas, they did not change anything in the cabins, I think, other than maybe just adding the flat screen televisions. I was talking with my sister today, and I don't know if I've ever had the beds divided into 2, because I'm usually cruising by myself or with Marcus. So yeah, this is what it looks like when the big bed is put into 2 beds. And unfortunately, on these older ships, there is no charging capacity next to either side of the bed or in the middle. Sometimes they can be added to like the lighting fixtures, like USB ports down here on the side. And there is not. There are no outlets anywhere on this wall. So I'm just saying, like, if you need a CPAP machine or a fan or want to charge your phone or your device while you're in bed or waking up, you're not going to be able to do it on the Independence of the Seas. My sister does have a little fan here just in case you saw that, but this is battery operated, so
you don't need to call me out.
There really is no plug over here. One thing I prefer in this cabin design over the Celebrity Equinox that I was just on a couple weeks ago is the desk space here and dresser space it feels a little bit longer, and it's nice that it's all one level. On Celebrity, like, this part was higher and this part was lower, and it just all together was smaller. I prefer this, even though, like I said, the colors and the design are very like 1995. Just speaking of electricity, there are then the plugs over here. This is European style, and over here we have 2 North American style. There's cubbies hiding behind here and on the other side of the mirror too. And I think in the more modern designs and the more modern ships, those things are just left open now. I don't know, what do you prefer? Having it hid away or having it like open? I guess I kind of prefer it open because then you see what you have and you know where it is. I want to take a closer look at this coffee table and couch situation and also ask you what you think about this. The legs of this poor table have been used and abused. And like I said, this ship was updated not too long ago, but I kind of feel like they didn't do anything to the cabins. And look at the stains on this couch. I mean, this is a Royal Caribbean ship. People were complaining about the state of like the furnishings in the cabins on the Margaritaville at Sea Paradise. And I was just on that a couple weeks ago, and it did not look like this. I know I'm going to be talking about that a lot in my upcoming cruises just because I was so pleasantly surprised, but is this what you would expect from Royal Caribbean? I have to be honest and say I really think that looks pretty nasty, and I'm disappointed that this is the cabin that I got for my sister's first cruise. Yuck. The whole back area here is very similar to so many Royal Caribbean ships and just cruise ships in general, but I will show it to you anyways in case this is the first one of these kind of videos you've seen. There's a closet here with a lot of hanging space, and on the inside of the closet, several shelves or cubbies, and also the safe. And wow, I'm just realizing this is my side of the closet and that looks pretty chaotic. Sorry about that. I've been traveling for 4 weeks now, and I don't know. I guess I just kind of eventually got tired of trying to keep everything neat and tidy. Okay, we're gonna take a look inside the bathroom, and I wanna show you something about the balcony that is a little bit different than other Royal Caribbean ships I've been on recently. But before we do that, let me just remind you again to please subscribe if you haven't done it already, or if you're new here. It really helps me out, and press the notification button to get updates about when new videos about this cruise go online. Like I said, in this trip, I have done Margaritaville at Sea Cruise, I've been on Celebrity Equinox, and now I'm here. So there are going to be a lot of videos about those experiences, either already online or coming soon, and subscribing will help you get a notification about when they go online. Okay, the bathroom. This is a very standard bathroom for Royal Caribbean cruise ships. It does have a Morgan approved bathroom door, which means a actual door that's not see-through, that closes all the way on the top and the bottom. This class of ship has the shower cabin that is hard doors, so it's not a curtain, it is a solid cabin, and sort of the standard amount of counter space that you will see on cruise ships of this age. One thing you can't see here is behind there are also some hidden cubbies. There, that's what I mean. As we approach the balcony, I want to ask you, can you see something that's just a little bit different than on some of the other Royal Caribbean ships I've been on recently, or maybe that you have been on? All right, if you give up, it's this, the table. The table is a higher table, which if you're going to be having a glass of wine or maybe enjoying room service out on the balcony, these tables are so much better than the usual tables in most cruise ships, because usually it's like a smaller coffee table, which is also good for having coffee out there or a glass of wine or something. But like I said, if you really want to have a meal or read a book, this table is definitely better. Another interesting thing to me is the dividers between the balconies are kind of translucent, so you can see if you have neighbors on their balcony, you can see that they're there and you can kind of see what they're doing. And I have to tell you, just after sail away on the first day, we were standing at the railing and looking left and right, you know, as you do, and we did see something happening. It was like the censored version because, like I said, you can only see so much through these translucent glass doors, but it was very clear that what we thought was happening was definitely happening. So yeah, a little bit less privacy, but a nice thing about these is if you want to do adjoining balconies where you have the balcony open to the cabin next door, so if you're cruising with friends, or if you're going to do a do-it-yourself mini suite where you just book 2 cabins next to each other and then open up the adjoining door in the cabin and on the balcony, this is, I think, a better way to do it because the space that you get to walk through will be bigger. Ooh, I should have shut off all the lights in the background. I hope you can see me okay. That's better. All right, everybody, this long adventure I've been on is winding down. I'm not sure in what order I will be putting these videos online, but just to fill you in again, in the past couple of weeks or months, there have been videos going online on the Very Unofficial Travel Guides about Margaritaville at Sea and the very pleasant experience we had compared to apparently what so many other people have been having. Our time on the Celebrity Equinox, only our second time cruising on Celebrity and also on one of their older ships. Also, this hotel nightmare I had in Miami Beach, and why I feel like I've said this before, but Miami Beach is kind of done, people. I don't think I'll be staying on Miami Beach again anytime soon. If you have a cruise coming up from Miami and are planning to stay on Miami Beach, go look for that video in my library because That was just bad. And now our time here on the Independence of the Seas, including a video I made with my sister about her first impressions as a first-time cruiser. And I have been learning a lot on this cruise of just like looking at the whole experience through a first cruiser's eyes, and I'm going to be sharing some of that with you as well. So I just hope you check back here, and I thank you for watching today. I'm Morgan from the Very Unofficial Travel Guides. See you soon.